husband, said I've cooked 875,000 meals, and by God, I've done it. And it so happened that there was a massage school about 2 miles away from my house. The owner of that used to eat lunch in my restaurant all the time. That was near to that. And, you know, if I won the lottery tomorrow, I would still have a job. I'm not one of these people who can sit around. And so, and, you know, I was tired of working 100 hours a week, which I've been doing for 20-something years. So I sat down at the table with her and told her that I was selling my restaurant. And I had already sold the other 3, and this was the last one that I had. So I said, how about giving me a job? I said, I can type, I can file, I can sweep the floor. Because I really just wanted some kind of mindless job that I didn't have to, you know, work myself to a grave over the way I was doing in the restaurant. And she went, where am I going to eat? And I said, well, if you give me a job, I might cook for you, which is a total lie. Because for the next 2 years, I paid my mother to cook at our house. I would not have boiled a pot of water if someone had offered me $100 to do it. I was just burned out on it. And we were remodeling our house at the time. My husband's a builder. And so I'm going through, you know, picking out appliances, and I said, I want this stove right here. And Champ said, you don't need a stove, you just need a picture of a stove. You know, it took me a few years to finally get back to the point where I enjoy cooking again. I still would rather cook for a big crowd of people than me and him. You know, I enjoy at Christmas having, you know, 40 family members come over and feed them and that kind of thing.
You get more appreciation.
Well, you do, and the last Thanksgiving there at my restaurant, I cooked 48 turkeys. So, you know, it's just, I went from, you know, cooking for hundreds of people all the time, and I had told my husband, his big romantic proposal when we got married was, is anything going to be different if we get married? And I said, no, I will still not be cooking at home. If you want my cooking, come to the restaurant and get it. You know, I went to work out of the massage school. The owner of the school actually, she said, I actually am looking for someone to work in the office at my school. She said, are you serious? And I said, yes. And I said, I've already sold this place. I said, I'll be out here in 2 weeks. And so I went to work out at her school initially as the registrar. And, you know, I actually had received my first massage from her some years before that. I woke up one morning and, you know, couldn't move my head. And I had never had a massage before. And you know what you do when you're in trouble? You call your mama. So I called mine and I said, Mama, I can't move my head. And she said, don't panic. I'll take you to get a massage. So it ended up that the school owner, who did not have a school at that time, was the therapist that she took me to. She was actually the first therapist here in North Carolina between Asheville and Charlotte. At that time there was no licensure, there weren't any standards, you know, in North Carolina. She had gone to Virginia, I think, and taken like a 100-hour course or something before she started. She ended up being on our first board that was formed in North Carolina and instrumental in getting licensure to come in here. So anyway, you know, I was out there at school for 2 days. And there was a student clinic there, of course, and, you know, I saw people walking into the clinic like, and, you know, an hour later walking out like, and I thought, well, that must be the best job in the world, making people feel better. So she had a program that just met on the weekends for, you know, people who are working. So I signed up for that. In a moment of insanity, I signed up. I went back to college and got a master's in psychology, and I worked for her in the daytime. I commuted up here to Asheville. We live about an hour on the other side of Asheville in Rutherford County. So I would work for her all day. I would drive to school in Asheville at night, and on the weekends I attended massage school. And I was playing in a band at the time. I don't know how I was doing all that. Of course, I was a few years younger when I was doing all that. So the school that I attended was very woo-woo. I said I started doing energy work in 1993. I didn't know what energy work was. A good friend of mine was in a restaurant one day, and she said, will you go to this class with me called Healing Touch? I looked at her and I said, what is that? And she said, well, it's energy work. She was all into, all kinds of stuff. And she said, you have to take a partner. She said, I'll pay if you'll go. And so I agreed to that. And so the first night that I was there, this was held at our local community college. They did not even have any massage tables. They had people laying out on, classroom tables to give and receive. And I liked it. So, I practiced that for the next 5 years on relatives and the dog and, whoever would stand still for a minute. And so then when I went to massage school, there was a lot of energy work included in our curriculum there. And I didn't question any of it. And, I'm going to be, Gary, I think you can roll the film now if you're not already. Are you filming?
Yeah, I started.
Okay, that's fine. You can edit out any cussing or anything I do, right? By the way, Gary is the father of the great and mysterious massage nerd. In case y'all haven't met him, Ryan Hoyme. He's
sorry about that.
He's your son is one of the best people in this business. He's got my undying devotion. So anyway, the school that I attended, and I have been on North Carolina's school approval committee for 5 years. And I have to review, have had to, I'm done with that now, but I have had to review the initial applications for every school that wanted to open. I've also had to review the renewal applications for schools that have to renew. Some schools have to renew every year. If they have been open 5 years and haven't had any complaints against them or anything, they get a 2-year renewal. I personally prepared the application when licensure came in. I personally prepared the application. By that time, I was the administrator of the school that I was working at, and it weighed 28.5 pounds for our initial licensure application. So a huge amount of work involved in doing that. And I have never heard anything about research in that school, although occasionally either the director or an instructor would say, research shows. Now, something, I don't ever want to hear that come out of anyone's mouth unless they can show the research. And, I've been on I have been blogging mainly about regulation and legislation for almost 5 years. I didn't start out to blog about that. Massage Magazine asked me to write a blog on their website, and marketing is one of my big areas of expertise. So when I started, I was mainly talking about marketing. But as time went on, I started getting more and more involved in legislation and regulation, and I mainly, changed my focus to that. I still throw in the odd article about marketing your business or something, but mainly I talk about legislation. And so anyway, I started getting more and more serious about 3 or 4 years ago about research when Whitney Lowe invited me to get on this website he was starting, and it was called Evidence-Based Practice. And I had never even heard the term evidence-based practice. Didn't know what that was. But Whitney has been in this business for a long, long time, and he's an expert on orthopedic massage. And I had read some of his writing in his book, and I've actually had his kind of second in command. His head instructor, Howard Weingarten, has been down in my facility before to teach continuing ed class. So anyway, I started after I got on Whitney's website. There were a lot of brilliant minds on there arguing over this and that, and I started thinking to myself, here is a whole other way to look at massage. And also, as time went on, and I got involved with some more of the folks who are really into evidence-based massage, I started realizing that about half of what I learned in massage school is total crap. Now, I'm not deriding energy work at all. In fact, I'm probably not going to talk about that too much today, just because I believe anytime you lay your hands on somebody or in the air above their head, with the intent to to do well and to help that person, then it's going to be helpful. However, what does disturb me is all the claims that are made about massage. Now, your last statement there about, I don't remember exactly how you said it, but about
take me away.
Yes. Did everyone, someone mentioned it at the award ceremony last night. Last week, the Annals of Internal Medicine came out with a peer-reviewed, published study about massage and low back pain. And the way this research study was conducted, and it was a very substantial group of people, and it was a very well-respected physician and researcher who had done this study. And the Annals of Internal Medicine is viewed as second only to the JAMA. Yes, yes it is. And so this is a very well-respected and thought-of journal. So anyway, this study had 3 groups of people, and the study was on low back pain. And the control group of people received the usual protocol for treating low back pain, which is medication and physical therapy. One of the other groups of people received specific, focused, deep tissue massage, and the third group of people received general Swedish relaxation massage. The 2 massage groups, and these people were followed for a year. The treatment itself, I forget how many weeks exactly the treatment was. I want to say that they received 2 treatments a week for a period of 6 weeks or something like that. But anyway, the 2 groups of massage recipients experienced a huge decrease in their level of pain, and it lasted, they were followed for a year, and even after a year, most of them were still saying, yes, my pain level is much less than what it was. There was virtually no difference in the people who received the Swedish massage and the people who received the focused deep tissue. And it kicked the butt of the people who received the medication and the physical therapy. So, when I hear so-called medical massage therapists deriding Swedish massage therapists or relaxation massage therapists, my statement to you is get over yourself. Because what everyone does is valuable. It doesn't matter if they're doing it in a bus stop or in a chiropractic clinic. What everyone does is valuable, and I don't go for the superiority thing whatsoever. So, the fact that study proved that Swedish massage was, receiving a full body Swedish massage helped the back pain of these people just as much as receiving specific focused deep tissue work on that area. So, I think, pain, sickness, depression, they all feed off of each other. If you're in pain long enough, you're going to get depressed about that. You might even get some other sickness because of it. If you're sick long enough, you're going to be depressed. Pain is a vicious cycle. We have a lot of clients who, of course, are in chronic pain from something. And, the ones who have the good, positive attitude, I'll use fibromyalgia for an example. I have over 4,000 clients in my office. And I would say maybe a couple hundred of them have been diagnosed with fibro. And the ones who keep on working, keep on, going to their yoga classes and exercising and whatever they do, and have just decided not to allow that to be some sentence to interfere in their life, are the ones who do well. The ones who are, the rest of them are laying on the sofa waiting for death to come, because they've given up. And fibro used to be, when I first started doing massage, people would say, well, I just woke up one day and I didn't feel good. And they've never felt good again. I have found in the past few years that more and more people point to a specific event in time when this came onto them. For some people, it's been a car accident. I've had way too many women blame it on childbirth. And I say, please do not put that burden on your child. And I have actually had women say, well, I've been sick ever since he got here. And I'm like, what a burden to put on your child. Do not blame it on that. You can assume control. And so when I suggest to people that they would, that research shows, and it does, that research shows that, that they would feel better if they would get some aerobic exercise, I recommend for people to go down to the pool. because gravity-free environment, you're taking the pressure off all your joints when you do that. And you can either get in there and swim or do some water aerobics or just simply walk in the water, and that'll make you, feel better. And a lot of times I hear, well, I don't feel like exercising, or whatever it is. So, the people who want to get better usually will get better. And we've all seen those people who don't want to get better. They're getting something that they need out of continuing to feel better, either attention from the family or something. So anyway, I'm on